Because, like...
I need to see this
Because
shit.
obviously the stages aren't the same, so you kind of have to, like... like, plan it out ahead so that you could be, like, just jumping up against the wall in one of the games while you finish what you need to do in the other two.
You can still do this shit in 43 minutes?
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah. Even when you're, like, finagling it so you do all three at the same time, you can still do it in fucking 43 minutes.
Yeah, that shit is impressive. I can't even play a game normally. Do you have any ideas how many times I would probably die in Mega Man X? Because I haven't played the first 3 X games. I've only played 4. And 4 kicked my ass, even though it's probably one of the easier ones, I think.
I'm watching this, and what's interesting is that you clearly dash much faster in 3 compared to 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of movement you cover in 3 is, like, disproportionate. So he's having to, like, finagle around that super hard.
I wonder if they've done something similar with the Castlevania games. You probably couldn't because it's timed, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks. Let me know when you're good to go.
I have not posted on Twitter. I totally forgot to post on Twitter because I was busy talking about Mega Man speedruns with you.
Perish.
Look, it's worth it, alright?
Alright, let me fucking retweet this shit after you post it.
Yeah, as long as I don't crash my PC by opening up a single Chrome tab, apparently.
It is Farina Day.
Okay, tweet sent. I'm canceling Farina on Twitter. For the crime of being French. Alright, 1, 2, and now the Genshin overlay's here. Hey, we're starting the game.
We are indeed beginning Genshin Impact. Why did you not upload the main menu before we started?
I totally fucking forgot, okay? It's fine. I can load this game in 10 seconds. See?
What if it says verifying file integrity?
I wouldn't worry about it. Because it did that to me yesterday.
Are you loading this shit on an SSD?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be good.
You ever just have to reinstall Genshin Impact in one day? This fucking god.
I'm getting a little crackle on your voice. I can't tell if it's my end or your end.
Oh, you know what it is? It is on my end. It's using... We'll find out if... Let's see. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Let me know if you hear this.
Fisting is $300.
Did you hear that at all?
I hear that. I hear that.
That means I'm using the wrong microphone. Okay.
Oh, you're on the wrong input?
Yeah. Now I'm on the right input. Discord does not like that microphone for whatever reason. Anyway, where were we? Farina Quest.
Farina Quest, real, not fake.
100%. Muito real. Why do I have a reputation reward in Leeway? Oh, it's probably because I've been exploring there. I've been using the treasure compass there because, like, why not? Because I don't want to do dailies.
Die.
Daily quests are lame. Daily quests are lame, Ruby.
You do know commissions unlock side quests, right?
commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
Yeah, but I've done them all at this point.
Oh, okay. There's some that are like really RNG based to get, which are a pain in the ass. Like there's one I just haven't gone because I haven't gotten the commission for it in like 6 months.
Ugh. I think it's worth it for me more in the long term because I like seeing number go up. I like seeing map completion 100%, even though there's still more fucking treasure chests that I haven't seen. God.
Make your head to go up.
What does she mean by this? The more lucrative, the better.
For quality work and speedy results, choose Paimon and the Traveler.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding.
What do you mean, Catherine?
I can't believe we're taking on a commission done by some broke bitch.
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
Ah, that's quite the pickle they're in.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're
Yep.
looking for a volunteer?
Yeah, if only they knew someone who could make 500,000 more on one day.
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to
You
many
can't do that
actresses,
anymore.
but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts
Only
of
when
new
you an
problems.
actress.
Theoretically, if you used all of your stamina in one day just on the gold ley lines, I'm pretty sure that's 500,000 more or so.
Probably.
You get 60,000 per, and assuming you have the full 160 stamina, that's 8 attempts, so 60 times 8,
Yeah.
480,000, plus I guess if you decided to deploy your expeditioners to get gold, I guess that would round it out to 500k. So yeah, you can make 500k in one day with using this one simple trick.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas?
Unfortunately, Furina's an expensive bitch, so I spend it all in one day too.
Even if we took the commission,
It's funny
neither
because
of us have any
I think in
experience starring
Inazuma, if you
musicals.
remember at the start, one of the officials tries to extort you for like a ridiculous amount of money.
It's like,
But
yeah,
I'm
I can pay
sitting there
that.
like, yeah, no, I have that much.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Listen, I think I might know someone who would work for free.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder.
I
He looks
don't
like he
know
just
about
ate a sour
free.
lemon.
Oh, don't worry, you can pay her. By which I mean you can pay me.
Pay me.
Paimon approved.
Give
Let's
give
go.
Traveler a money, please.
By which we actually mean pay Paimon. Hi, phone. It is the Furina episode.
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really
It
willing
is
to act
somehow
in my musical?
time for Farina, despite God conspiring against me.
Yes, that's right. I am going to sing in your musical, despite the fact that I am a semi-silent protagonist.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Realistically, the only reason I can't sing your play is because the developers refuse to pay me for my voice.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in,
It's weird because
we'll
I
have
was
no
playing Star
choice
Rail
but to
yesterday and
cancel the
like,
show.
wow,
It would
Takane
be
sure is
such a
talking
shame.
a lot this patch. It'd be nice if they did anything like that in Genshin.
It's almost like Honkai has a little bit of a bias.
Mhm.
Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make
And
this
the
profitable,
production side of
things
show
might have
business.
turned
I
out
feel like
differently.
it's a fucking nightmare.
And now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
It's like those stories I've heard about the production behind, like, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And how, like, they were basically constantly scrambling to make it on their... Because PBS is public broadcasting, so it's basically just whatever funding they get from the government and direct donations from people who watch them.
Oh, wow, that's fucking dire.
So some episodes could just be like, we're our budget is this fucking bag of peanuts we found.
Disband?
You'll deal with it.
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah. This is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can't make it?
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform. The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
No, her mitochondria are acting up.
Got it. We have a clear picture now. Let's see if we
Oh yeah, I am glad to hear your thoughts on it because I wasn't there for the streams because live stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts on Parasite Eve?
A very solid game that I wasn't expecting to be more of a JRPG than a Resident Evil clone.
Yeah, genuinely shocking. Once you get to the end, you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm just fucking leveling this gun with my stats.
I will say though, fuck the Chrysler Building.
Oh, you tried good old bloody tower, mitochondrial tower.
It's worse than Bloody Palace because fucking random generated dungeon.
Please, there's no need to go that far.
Yeah, it's a
feel
fucking
asking
nightmare.
such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able
So
to
probably
pay you
one of my
back.
favorite games of that era. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's fantastic because like, by the end I was essentially one-shotting everything because I was at max level and had so many points dumped in my gun. Yet for some reason I still couldn't kill the final boss in one hit. Like that thing, fucking absolute monster. HP sponge like almost fucking killed me. Actually did kill me because I had revives. I think she like blew through 4 of my revives. I was just like, what the hell? She's not dead yet.
For me, the final boss was never too hard for me, though. I did use a bunch of healing, but I don't think I used revives.
I mean the Chrysler Building boss because like regular.
Oh, yeah.
I technically almost soft-locked myself because I accidentally inherited a really bad upgrade for a rifle, which was the shoot multiple times per turn one. But, yeah.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie poopsie. Fortunately, I learned to abuse Liberate, so. Anyway, Mora isn't the biggest problem. How do we find someone who's a good fit for the role?
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Great minds think alike. I was just thinking that.
That's how you know we're the best partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now.
The question is, where the hell is she?
She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Furina.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
After all, she did play the part of the fucking leader of your fucking nation for God knows how many years.
You're not wrong there.
It is funny
She's
that it's
actually
like,
performed in a
who are
number
you
of
thinking
big-name
of
shows
inviting
before.
to our
They were one of the
performance
reasons
to
she
be
was
our
so
new
popular.
star? And then you just go, oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Basically, yeah.
But even if she's no
French
longer the
Jesus
Hydra
Christ.
Archon, it's not
Even
like
if she
she's
isn't
suddenly a
God, she's still
commoner.
technically like the son of God, basically.
No, because like if you believe in the Trinity in Christianity, there's three incarnations of God. One which is
Yeah.
the Father, which would be equivalent to Focalor herself. Then there would be the Holy Spirit, which I don't know if there's any actual equivalent here. But then the Son is the human incarnation of God, which, you know, Jesus, which would be Farina.
She's still
And
an idol to
there's
many
the whole
people in
this is the
Fontaine,
on the nose
including
part,
myself.
which is the
I
fact she
just
walks
think
on
Lady
water.
Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
What's the matter? You want the show to go ahead, don't you? Aren't you prepared to do whatever it takes?
Well, yes, but...
Then you'll say yes, right?
Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of
Fight
course I'd be
for
honored
it.
to have Lady Farina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day.
This is like if you did like an abridged series on YouTube, that like one of the cast members was Ryan Gosling.
Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that.
Uh,
We'll only know if we ask her.
You know, it caught me
Besides,
super
things
off
are
guard when
different
I was
now. There's no
watching the
reason
fucking
for her to be
Scott
all high
Pilgrim
and
shit the
mighty
other day.
anymore.
I was just clocked out of the left field at the experience of hearing fucking Chris Evans' voice coming out of an animated character.
Yeah, I mean, people forget that Scott Pilgrim was the pre-Avengers Chris Evans, so... One of the details... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's just like surprising me that it's very clear that before they tried this, someone gave them a crash course in doing fucking voice acting.
Yeah, that surprised me in the least, because they were going to need that if they're going to bring back the entire cast, because voice acting is not the same thing as acting.
Yep. And you know what? Fucking credit. Fucking Michael Cera kills it. Michael Cera is like the perfect Scott. Like, ideal.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Michael Cera's done voice work before. And at the very least, they flirted with the concept of an animated Scott Pilgrim by, but with that one scene where Scott jumps out the fucking window after Night Visits.
Yeah.
And that was also voiced by the movie cast as well, so... I
okay.
assume Michael Cera had an idea there. If there's a Paimon, where's Pazuzu? Somewhere in the game. We got demons all over.
I must harass this girl with depression.
Let's go. It'll be good to check in on her anyway.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
What a Pazuzu would look like in this game? Okay, so flip a coin. If it's heads, it looks like a giant dragon demon. If it's tails, it's an anime wife. No, I'm not Pazuzu. It is explicitly stated that I am a being that exists outside of this game's terminologies and concepts.
Yes,
happens,
you
I have
are
her current address
literally
here.
the
can provide
traveler.
it to
You
you.
are an interstellar being.
Catherine, are you doxing Farina?
Ooh, when did you get here?
She was literally right there.
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in
Catherine
case
opens
my
her mouth and
assistance
just
is needed.
IP address comes out.
You know, I will say it's probably lore accurate that Catherine knows the location of all the Archons.
Also,
Because-
no, Munich, that's official.
Official is a special case.
It is my duty to support commissioners in any way
It's
I
who
can.
official thinks she is.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Woo, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Farina. Back in a jiffy.
Take the IA out of that word, and that's her name. Alrighty, where are we going? Oh, wait, what I was gonna say is, like, I don't know if you remember this, but in the live-action movie of Scott Pilgrim, you know how Chris Evans' character had, like, stunt doubles?
Yeah.
One of them was Wacky Wahoo Pizza Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, like...
Wacky Wahoo Conspiracy
Did
Man.
really give us the right address? She lives
Yeah.
here?
Because it makes sense, because he is a professional stunt actor. That's his main profession. But I was also gonna say, every time I see that man post a tweet, I kind of have to like cover myself up in like secondhand embarrassment. You know that
microchips in the damn frogs.
You know that cope that Kanye West fans have, where it's like he made homecoming, he made homecoming, he made homecoming.
Yeah.
For me, it's like he plays Dante, he plays Dante, he plays Dante.
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
I wonder if Ruben Langdon was in a Joe Rogan podcast. That's actually a good question, Munich. He seems like the kind of person who could be on a Joe Rogan podcast. But I wonder if, like, no disrespect to Ruben Langdon, I wonder if he's too, like, C-list?
Probably. And also, I think he's too crazy for Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's crazy, but he's not nuts. He's like base level crazy.
He's like base level conservative skeptic.
Yeah, he's easily consumable crazy.
Yeah.
Ruben Langdon has gone off the fucking pit.
If there's anything I respect about Ruben Langdon, and I say this with a grain of salt because, like, some of the stuff he fucking tweets, I don't know if I could endorse any of that. But I respect that he's, like, classically conspiratorial, if that makes sense. Like, the shit this man believes is so fucking far off that, like...
He's tinfoil alien frogs, man.
Yeah. It's like... Anyone who believes what he says is already so fucking far off they can't realistically influence the general opinion of the populace.
Yeah, no. People will look at you and think you are crazy.
It's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner
Because
isn't
you are.
There she is!
renovating their abode.
To be fair, yeah, you were just sitting in front of her apartment building making fun of it.
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
Okay,
so that's a lie? You're not even the homeowner?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
What?
I used to have a much
few more
wider
bags.
range of choices when it came to food.
Macaroni.
But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Every day.
She eats macaroni every day.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could marry this woman.
Big old bag of crab, just
As long
toss
as
in
you
the
have different
pot.
kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
God, you live like a fucking cryptid. Marry
It's
me.
been like a month. It's been like a month since the quest.
Sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
She's been going through it.
Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
I say as someone who's fucking scared to cook steak with wine.
It's
No,
not
wine?
like
No,
I have
wine
a
steak is
very
terrifying. I don't
eventful life
fucking
these
I don't
days.
want to fucking fireball.
Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too.
I just do steaks with butter. It's safe. It's tasty. It gives me horrible stomach cramps. Can't go wrong with it.
The least realistic part about the scenario is that Fiona's not wearing a fucking oversized hoodie and sweats.
Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la leche
She's wearing like flip flops, carrying like a plastic bag of macaroni.
I felt so
She's
inclined.
definitely wearing Crocs.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoo!
Listen, I don't usually have the right to call other people clowns, but Farina, you are like... You are a bike horn away from being a jester.
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad!
Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah, exactly! What the traveler said! Paimon wasn't...
Quite frankly, it's impressive you can even go outside without being swarmed by angry mobs.
Yeah, I mean... Well... It's like... It's a really complicated situation with her, right? Like, nobody
Yeah.
wants to be mad at her.
Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either!
That's not important. We actually came to ask you for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
You think we came to ask you for help with water? We have never left for that.
Don't worry, it's not that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help!
If not you, then no one. You're the only person for the job.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
Man, flatter her with one compliment and she just folds.
So tell me, what specifically makes
Don't worry,
this
Farina.
matter
I too would also
so
switch to wearing all
specific?
black as a result of horrible depression.
I like to imagine that the in-universe explanation for her specifically not having any other outfits is that she literally doesn't have any other outfits. This is the one
Oh.
thing she wore.
Wait, no, you didn't notice she's wearing something different?
Oh, that she's wearing the darker version of her outfit?
Yeah, she has a different outfit and she cut her hair.
Yeah, because she can alternate between her forms.
Yeah, well, that's the gameplay, but in lore, she just fucking cut her hair because she's, like, fucking done.
I mean, realistically, they were probably just extensions. She could just take them off.
Probably.
You tell Farina about the troupe's plans for its final performance.
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse
Oops.
yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
I know her room smells fucking crazy.
But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid
I'm sure
I must
Nervalette visits her
regretfully
just to make
decline
sure
your
she's not
casting
being a
request.
fucking complete gremlin.
Once a month, he shows up to say, "Damn, bitch, you live like this."
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you!
Worst case scenario, he deliberately has to hose her down because she can't figure out how to use a shower.
Get sprayed down.
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd be depressed too in that situation.
Centuries of
Mood.
pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was.
So who are you?
Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you really feel.
Paimon can understand, but
Yeah, I mean, I get
it's a
it.
one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
I can tell. You look emo now. The only thing that would really sell this is that if she like dyed her hair black.
Oh
If I
God.
make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Fair enough. You want to play video games in your room?
Okay, guess there's no convincing you.
He's like, bet.
Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troop? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
Say, Fiona, I recently learned about this really fun video game called Honkai Impact Third. Looks at the screen, reality breaks apart.
Do you know any other actors who
Stares
might
at
be
the
interested in role?
camera.
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
You shouldn't assume the worst of people. What's wrong with making one exception?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I drew a line in the sand without thinking about every possible grain on the other side.
On one hand, I want to respect her boundaries because that's an important thing to do. On the other, she's probably overdoing it. Understandably,
Yeah.
but she's overdoing it.
Well,
Yeah.
is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Oh shit, she actually sounds mad.
Sorry.
Oopsie
I
poopsie.
didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
You know what? Not even gonna lie. Like the way Fiona is right now, she seems like the perfect kind of friend that you'd like visit every weekend, watch a couple of horror movies, play some video games with, check up on them, and say like, "I hope you're doing all right. I'm gonna be back next week. Please take care of yourself." Because you're vaguely worried in the back of your head that she's gonna do something fucking awful.
It's alright,
Please-
Karina.
please do not
Paimon just
perish
wanted to
within
make
the
sure
week.
we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troop will be so disappointed.
Every friend group's got one of those. Fiona's the type of friend to text you "thank you for everything" at 3 a.m. and you go running to her house. God. Let's come with a plan B. Jesus.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now.
Yeah, I
Alright,
was
then,
saying,
we'll
it's a
see
little
you
grim.
later, Karina.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
Would Fiona be a gamer?
Capital G.
Yeah, yeah. Would she? What would she play?
Probably. See, not sure.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
I bet she would play Toho.
You think so? You think she's a Toho girl? Maybe.
She would play it, but she would suck at it.
What's going on? Are they arguing?
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that tracks.
She would get fucking mauled.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troop's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
Oh god, this is Parasite Eve.
Excuse me, but can you both
Oh,
take a moment to
God.
discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Farina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Imagine if we had managed to convince Farina to join, only for her to find out she's no longer needed. that would have sucked.
Yeah, sure.
If I were in her shoes, I would have like
uncomfortable.
gone. I would have gone radio silent for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, she'd be livid.
God.
We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
I mean, I wasn't.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out.
Oh no, she's taking immunosuppressants.
Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Why is he staring directly at me? Paimon, wait here a second.
Sure.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how did
Nice
you...
to see you here.
I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of
Yeah,
items on my shopping
you did?
list.
Oh, did you now? Also, I'm probably doing the lewdest thing that we could ever do in one of these games, which is why the game's deliberately censoring it.
All right, I'm coming.
No, you're
No
just
need to
pulling
try
on her
me.
arm. Except there's no animation for that, so they just
Yeah.
use the camera to hide it.
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all.
My favorite Farina is put on the spot Farina.
When you came to talk with me
Here is
earlier,
Farina.
I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Then why didn't you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most
'Cause it would be
uncomfortable questions,
funny.
don't you?
Yes.
I felt very sheepish, having had
Hope
a change
this
of heart
helps.
after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
Well, you aren't exactly great at hiding.
But in any case, it
fact,
sounds
I'd
like the
argue you're
issue
very
has
bad at it.
already been resolved.
To be fair, when everything about your personality is attracting all the attention.
Yeah.
Farina
When they said they were gonna ask
explodes.
for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that, and no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Farina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control.
If only you knew someone who could make 500,000 more a day.
Everything's been going
I don't know
downhill
why you keep
ever
saying
since we
that.
lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
I like to imagine the traveler just going, wow, imagine being poor, spends 100,000 more on a single talent upgrade. Fuck. Why are you saying no Genshin? Like we haven't been doing this on Saturdays for every fucking week except for like the one days that Ruby can't show up.
Her name was O'Reilly.
I have been in
And she was the
pain.
founder, as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in this serial disappearances case.
Oh, I see.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater.
That's weird to think about. I
What
don't
do
know
you mean?
why. It's like... I'm still not used to the idea that Farina's like hundreds and hundreds of years old, so of course she would be old enough to inspire like a small kid to become a director of a musical theater, and eventually that person lives their entire life and dies.
Yeah,
And Farina's
it's
still
weird.
just her.
She rallied many people
That's
around
fucked up.
her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and
Spirit of
convinced them to
Umfi.
join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us.
I mean, that's easy enough to say, but like, wouldn't what's her name? Nahida. Isn't it implied that like her predecessor also had an adult form, so she grew up, right? Which Nahida will probably eventually grow up. I don't know how many like hundreds of years it'll take, but she'll eventually grow up, right?
Yeah.
If Farina is going to stay perpetually a womanlet for the rest of eternity, or whatever she does.
Correct.
Tragic.
People loved our performances.
Truly
back
the most
then.
tragic archon.
We seemed to be going from strength
The
to
suffering
strength.
of Farina.
Things were really looking up for us.
Just imagine how much macaroni you'd have to eat in that amount of time.
And then disaster struck.
I don't think Fontaine has enough
After
supply
that,
for that.
The entire troupe fell into disarray. And none of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end.
That sure sucks for you
and
guys.
watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Yeah, too bad, huh?
Oh.
That's showbiz, baby.
That's so sad. If only acting wasn't such an oversaturated industry.
What a terrible waste.
Putting it
A
lightly.
gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Farina.
Oh no. Oh no.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the
What's wrong,
boundary I
Quip?
set for myself.
Okay, okay.
Besides, they're no longer
No.
looking for a replacement anyway.
She's gonna say something stupid.
I
can
can,
feel it.
however, provide some artistic guidance
Mm,
from the
that's a given,
vantage
it's
point of a
Farina.
highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Hey, wait a second. This isn't something stupid.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
Oh, I get it. The other shoe hasn't dropped.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved?
How
What happens
shockingly
to them?
philosophical of you, Farina.
She's been reading books lately.
Ah, my head.
A verdict can bring emotional catharsis. They come pouring out and flow away into infinity.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director.
French!
Things such as this I have never
French
witnessed before.
identified.
And so I shall
Eliminate.
observe, perchance to understand.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh?
That's the right response, Paimon.
You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
I love that expression. Look at that face. That's a good face.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Yeah, that's my name.
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
No, sorry, Paimon's gonna steal your branding now.
No! Since it's you, I'll do it.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are. Alright, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
That's okay. Have you seen Farina? That'll be like a normal sized performance space. How many short jokes do you think I'll be able to make before the stream's over?
Not enough.
This is not the direction I wanted to go in, is it? No, it is not. We'll use that teleport. I have yet to see one of the Oompies. I need to fix this.
Oomphy return.
That's a cool animation.
Her animations are all really good too.
Oh, I love her animations. Oh, hey. This reminds me of when I went to school.
Huh? Lady Farina?
What's
Your
Lady
school look like
Farina
this?
doing here?
Kinda. One of the classes looked like this.
Okay.
No guesses as to what class it was.
Hello all. Allow me to explain.
I guess
As of today,
die.
Lady... Miss Farina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Man, you guys got to watch him dissolve into nothingness.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just
Hell
here to
yeah.
join in on the fun.
So, you were saying The Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about.
If this is what I think it is.
The protagonist of the story is a young
God.
Oceanid who transforms herself into human
It's
form,
fine.
despite the protests of her family.
8 legs.
She
7
longed to live
Virginias.
just like any other human. And sure enough, she found
Maybe
friendship
even more.
and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script.
I see. So this quest is going to be about whether or not the ending follows the traditional ending of that story or the Disney version.
We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
Which I think we talked about this before when we heard the story about what the prophecy, right?
Did we? I don't remember.
Do you know what happens in the original story?
No.
And the ending of the Little Mermaid ends up going back into the ocean, but she dissolves and turns into sea foam.
Oh, okay. No, wait. No, I
We
haven't.
still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction.
Really? I mean, that of course that's gonna be true in a fucking universe like Genshin Impact. Jesus fuck.
But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
I guess that depends.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
Is this going where I think it's going?
The other is
What do you mean?
Vilmo, who plays the
Okay,
main
never mind.
antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the
I
city
wasn't sure what you're
since.
talking about.
You know, I thought I was going to have to play one of these two.
He did write to us,
Oh,
promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since.
you're going to acting school,
So
Quip.
we're not really sure what to make of that.
No! I haven't been in a place since I was 10!
Huh. Although,
Is that
now that we have
the
Miss Farina
pipeline
helping
they
us,
tried?
maybe we should take the
put you in
opportunity
acting
to
school?
get everyone back together.
You know, once upon a time as a kid, I was like, oh, maybe I should try acting. And then my mom was like, nah. But not for the reasons that you think.
What do you mean?
It was less of a... It was more of a... Nah, we're not feeling this. And less of a... Being a child actor is a fucking horrible experience that ends up with very, very devastating consequences for the children involved.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Heads or tails, Ruby. Corey Feldman or Macaulay Culkin, call it.
I'll
Maybe you're
call you up.
unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises.
It is nice
All
to
of
just
us look
watch
up to you as a role
fucking
model.
Red Letter Media and just watch Macaulay Culkin like be himself.
He's basically one of the regulars at this point.
It's great. It's great. I genuinely adore the relationship they have with the Culk.
It's great seeing a famous child actor sitting next to Macaulay Culkin reviewing movies. Dick the birthday boy!
Yeah, we're gonna make this joke at every opportunity.
You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way.
No, she's eating this shit up.
I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson.
Croissant. Is something wrong?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be
Sound of
indispensable
croissant.
if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Yeah, I bet she probably isn't too popular in that area.
Yeah, for honestly pretty good reasons.
Let us teleport. But yeah, as you can see, I got Furina to level 83.
Drunk.
And her talents are at 5, 8, and 6. I'm broke as
Pretty
shit
good,
now.
honestly. What was that?
I'm making a helicopter noise.
Oh.
Actually, no, that's a bomber noise. Wait, I
Couldn't
scared
tell.
you?
If I remember correctly,
No, I just couldn't tell what the
this is where
fuck you
he's
were
staying.
saying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
He's gonna come out in sweats, khakis. At the same time, he's wearing the khakis over
Sweats
the
and
sweats.
khakis, yeah.
Right. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
Oh, come on, man. Don't be so limp-dicked.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too.
Oh, she doesn't seem too happy to see her.
I was wondering if we
Yeah.
might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Damn, you're bad at reading the room, bro.
Thank you for being so considerate,
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
Are you gonna roll for her?
What do you mean, Navia?
How are
Yeah.
things in Poisson now?
Probably.
Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process.
It's
Some people may never recover from
we'll
the
see.
trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
That's probably the worst thing you could say to her.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do.
Thankfully, Navia's a fucking saint for being an organized criminal.
And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
To be fair,
Thank
it's
you for
actually
your words
it's
of
kind of
comfort.
unclear if they're an
You
actual
make a
criminal
very good
organization.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a
It's
while.
unclear. It's highly unclear.
Damn, the nation that centers on law being ambiguous about what crime is.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
That doesn't surprise me in the fucking least.
To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Farina.
Not too much different from being alive, huh?
It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Thank you for being as nice as you are.
Yeah.
Off we we go then.
Thank you for not
Let's
being a
take a look up
horrible
there.
crime master.
I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Hey, I did say I'm the one guy you can open up to about anything, so...
Anything.
Everyone giving us side eyes.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafio was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Well,
scared
it
of
is
coming
clear
back
she's
here.
not responsible for the death of millions. It still kind of feels that way. So I kind of get why people are a little upset.
In
It's
a
little
way,
hard to
she
catch that.
is, depending on what you define as Farina.
Yeah. Arguably, this is the only solution that could have been done. I don't think there was a better solution than this, but that's a hard sell to tell someone that just had their whole family die in the flood.
Yeah.
Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past.
I mean, at the end of the day, you blame the Heavenly Principles.
Basically.
But realistically, you can blame Focalor for turning people into humans in the first place.
Yeah.
And again, if you count Farina as an extension of Focalor, then it is her fault. Even if the Farina we're talking to right now had absolutely no means to do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's just a really shitty situation for this girl.
I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of
I
vitriol
do not
against
envy
me,
her position.
which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie, which by some, I'm pretty sure everyone here is giving you this
I
fucking
don't think
dirtiest
anyone's
look.
buying it.
Yeah,
I don't think
I can
anyone's
tell
buying it.
people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydra Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Me too. It's not like you.
What do you mean by that? You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my responsibility forever?
Farina, it's been a month.
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
I actually don't know how long it's been. Has it been a month? I assume a month, right?
I'd say it's probably been about a month, yeah.
They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there. Strike a pose! Yep.
My god, I forgot how high this goes.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll, and here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
Farina, I'm a traveler from another world looking for my sister who may or may not be contributing to the downfall of the entire planet. This shit makes me feel as light as a feather.
Least concern.
exciting to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet.
Maybe don't use that word specifically.
I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be.
Well, I imagine having an identity crisis is pretty understandable.
As I stand here by the ship,
All
I
things considered.
can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm.
Something, if you're praying your hands are closed. I don't know.
And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty, but nothing you could do about it.
But then the floodwaters finally came. And the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You are only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. Everything washes over eventually.
I've had to go through so many moments.
Poor choice of wording.
Protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne.
Man, Amber's playing her fucking heart out here.
Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom.
I'm gonna be honest, it was probably a total coincidence that everything worked out as well as it did.
But
Yeah,
on
all
some
things
level,
considered.
freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Like, no chance in hell Fusselor ever foresaw the probability that I would fight the fucking space whale.
Oh yeah, the
I
space
would've
whale was the
never
only part that was
imagined
not
you'd
part of
see
the
it
plan.
that way.
That was not factored in.
Think of your freedom as your reward. And I would also think of it as your penance.
Reward.
Because now, you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing a secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, it's like, imagine people putting their faith in Mickey Mouse, but Mickey Mouse also happens to be Jesus.
That's one way to put it.
That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
I don't think we should let you
So
cook
that's
anymore.
where you were coming from. I totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Man, we're microwaving raw meat with this one.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Farina, I need you to understand. Ribbing you is my sign of friendship because it's the only way I can cope with the overwhelming reality of the life I live every day. But,
Don't tell anyone I live like this.
Do you feel better having gotten all this off your chest?
I do. I once
Cat
had
spotted.
nothing but the truth, and now
Oh,
I'm
it's not even on
finally
screen.
free to live my
Cat
life
spotted.
You will
again.
fluff him. You
And
must fluff
even
him.
though I have no idea where I'm going right now, At least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Where is it? Where the hell is the sparkly shiny? Bro, what? Oh, this is gonna drive me insane.
Why?
Where is it?
What? Lower.
Oh, it's lower? But... Damn you, invisible walls.
Under.
Shower me with praise!
You know what? Leave it alone, Wild. Leave it alone.
not in the name of content.
This is
You'll
purely
find
for
it
arena
eventually.
time.
Watch what you eat.
It might also
You're
be on the
supposed to be
tip
cutting
top, which is
down on fried
possible.
foods,
I don't know if you can
not
get there.
wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips.
It might
you
also
know?
be on the tip top of that platform that I don't remember.
Oh, damn it. For a second, I thought you said TikTok platform. And my fucking brain melted instantly because I remember seeing the little campaign that shows up on the startup. God. What? This guy's been eating nothing but fried foods and fish and chips? Wow. Imagine eating all that shit.
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you
Imagine.
believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Okay! Fuck!
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Oof.
Bro, what the fuck was that?
I've spent my whole life
Yeah.
battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for
Sure,
a
it
moment?
doesn't sound like a particularly harsh argument. If anything, this seems pretty lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could probably choose better words in response to, I'm concerned about your health. Instead of just going, you're supposed to be the skinny one. God.
Yeah, probably.
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead.
Yeah, but how can I, the famous woman hater, ever fucking judge him like that? I said worse. As a bit, I promise. Seriously,
You
though,
heard it
sometimes
here live, people. He hates women.
I hate women. That's right, Ruby. Get out of here.
Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Are you playing the manatee? Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck, it's fucked up.
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, this kind of makes me feel a little sensitive about myself, too, because I struggle a lot with fucking weight issues, so...
Yeah, same.
Sorry.
See,
Wow, Paimon.
Paimon's right reaction, because, like, yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's also fucked up, right? Like...
The boar's not
At
about
least she
cancer,
apologized.
actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
Like, I only laugh because it's fictional. But, like, in reality, yeah, this is something it's messed up, right? Like
In reality, I'd slap someone.
That's the distinction you have to make. Like, you can laugh at a fat joke if it's, actually funny, which, admittedly, it kind of is. He grew out of a crate, so it has to play the fucking board. It's funny, in a way. But, at the same time, as someone who's gone through that kind of thing, I can understand, like, if I laugh at a joke like that, how would that make people who are watching me right now and have weight issues respond to that, It's kind of like...
Yeah, I get it.
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Paimon is barely figuring it out.
It's the
almost
most
like the story might be based on someone.
I
Paimon,
think
shut
it's a
the fuck
symbolic
up.
statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier about the troupe as like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore.
That's incredibly shitty.
I spent some years taking
unfortunately,
whatever
very
work I
common.
could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines.
Actually, incredibly common.
But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
And then a serial killer decided to turn her into fucking water.
She really was.
Yep.
She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage.
Yeah.
Fucking 360 plot twist right there, Jesus.
The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard a story about a troupe of actors who all had incredibly broken backstories, I'd have 2 nickels, which is strange that it's happened twice, but is it fuck, I fucked up the quote, damn it. But it's worthless. It's all gone to shit, Ruby. I have to end the stream now.
Yeah.
You have to close the stream now.
I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
I should read Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I watched bits of it, but I haven't actually read the manga.
The day you hoped would never come.
Probably.
How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Check it out. We hired Jesus as our co-director.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god. How did you manage to wrangle that?
Get ready to receive some Holy Spirit.
Please, the honor is all mine.
I don't know that
I was
quote.
profoundly moved.
Yo,
to
you
hear
haven't
about
seen
your
that video?
troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
No.
Oh, it's great. It's a video like what really happened at the Last Supper.
Oh god.
And it's like a fucking beefed up Jesus beating the shit out of Judas and then running for the fucking feds. It's insane, but it's funny as hell.
I'll check it out someday.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic.
I don't remember this happening in Little Mermaid.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her
Don't
lover
worry
decide
about
to
it.
do something about it, and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
What an unbelievable concept.
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
Isn't this a little on the nose?
And then?
What do you mean?
She's blamed for it even though there was nothing she could do about the issue?
In the end,
Yeah?
she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
I mean, that's basically what Fiorina was put into.
Are you
Except for the last
noticing
part.
a
Cleo
recurring
like a villain?
trend?
Why would she want to save them after that?
Because she's a martyr, Paimon.
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me.
Yes?
You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible.
But she was a hero. You guys would not have the lives that you have without her.
What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
God, what are you, a writer for an 80s Gundam? Fuck!
That sounds like
Oof.
too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
What a coincidence.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief?
Many thoughts.
Guilt, more like.
Head full.
Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me.
You know what I want, Ruby? I want a custom Fumo of Furina so I can take a picture of it next to a giant bowl of macaroni.
Because, well,
I don't think they make those yet. One day.
Life,
I know there's a Fumo Nahida.
I was deeply, madly in love with O'Reilly.
What?
Oh, okay.
You
just dropping everything.
You kept
there.
that one quiet.
That was a fucking nuke you just dropped.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away.
Owned.
She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners.
Ah, yeah, kudos to her for not going down the incest route then.
Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear.
Not literal incest.
So I told her I'd always be there for the troop, and I'd always be there for her.
Metaphorical incest, Ruby. It's a metaphor for incest.
I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troop no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Those dudes have the same exact eye texture.
Hell yeah.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do.
I mean, she of all people would.
Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
Got a question for you, Ruby.
Right.
Are you someone who ships Genshin characters?
Not really. Not my field.
Yeah, me neither. I say this because I saw fan art of Furina and Nervalette, and I was just thinking when I saw that art, it's a really nice piece of art. Like, I'm not gonna diss it for that.
It's pouring out here. Oh wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they?
Oh, that is so fucking sad.
Yeah.
You heard what she said?
No.
She said, it's pouring out here. Wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they? That's fucking awful.
I mean,
This is tough going.
trauma, yay.
Delphi,
Trauma.
are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Good thing there can only be one.
Yeah, but I saw the art, and what I was thinking was,
Tough enough already without a roadblock.
I never got that vibe from Nervalette and Furina.
Yeah. Some people like it. I don't get it personally, but like more power to them, right?
Like, sure, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't do that. I'm just like, how did people get that? More like, I'm not accusatory, just like, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm similar.
We
I'm like,
shall be fine with the traveler here.
how?
We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
Yes.
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into Indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
Did we ever give Child back his vision?
Yeah, we gave it to Alcino.
Oh, right. I was
As
gonna
much
be
as
like,
it pains
here, take
me,
this one.
unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
To be fair, if that's true to how she plays, you fucking deploy her for a second and you tell her to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sounded so
Send in the
smug.
oomfies and then leave.
Secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
This doesn't require god level powers. Does she know any self-defense? They're just slimes! C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode for Rena.
You know, given my party comp, this is basically just me going, hey, Farina! Yeet!
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Behold, Farina Gaming!
Let my name echoes. Out of my way.
Midnight Phantasm.
They're immune! They're immune! They're immune!
Be sanctified.
Look at all the flashy lights. Ignore the immune. Ignore the immune. Just pay attention to the funny particle effects.
Let the world collide.
Silence.
It's a little late for that.
Let the mighty be humbled.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. I'll settle this. Bravo! Good show. You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now.
Where the hell are
onwards
they?
and upwards.
Where are the voices coming from?
The voices.
I've been playing too much Lethal Company. I'm starting to hear voices in my head.
So horrifying.
It's fucked up that one of the monsters in that game deliberately fucks with one person.
Vilma, are you there?
I mean, funny.
Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
They go hand in hand, Ruby, for that game. It's like 50% pure comedy, 50% pure fear.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
Dolphy explains the whole sequence of events so far to Vilmont.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
I mean, it's bullshit, but probably.
I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success.
That's bullshit, but
That's
I believe
why
it.
I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
It's okay, you're playing the bad guy. Any antagonism you might cause will only contribute to the performance.
Vilma, avoiding the
That's
truth
how
will
acting
not
works,
help
right?
anyone.
Yes.
I learned this from Stanley Kubrick.
Unless you mean to suggest that O'Reilly's death had something to do with you.
Oh, that's Stanley Kubrick. He's so
I don't
Stanley.
want to talk about it. Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for O'Reilly was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show.
Meanwhile, us three goobers over here staying at this dude like, damn.
The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to O'Reilly on an emotional level. This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I
Hi. We're being raided.
Hey,
Hey, Lynx. How's Village? Did you manage to escape the soy baby? I saw for like 30 seconds. It was a fucking screaming baby that had like the most agape mouth. It reminded me of one of those stupid soy jacks. It was horrible.
The drink in question
Pain baby.
was synth.
Oh, great. They became drug traffickers.
Yay!
Yay!
Isn't that the drink bottled by the
Drugs!
culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I
Love
remembered
me some drugs.
that it induces a state of euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body. Remember when you drank some of that? Huh, Fiona? Remember that? Remember that? The
Yeah,
worst
she
day of your
didn't
life?
drink it,
She
She
dipped
just
her hand
dunked
in
her
it.
hand in it. Yeah.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well.
Well, she experienced the symptoms anyway, I think.
But she didn't reprimand me
Kinda,
for
yeah.
making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay. And then I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I have company this time. Say hi to Ruby. And also say hi, Ruby.
Hello.
But things only got worse from there.
Hello.
The synth
I
merchant just
exist.
wouldn't let up.
Some would argue I
And
don't.
suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city one day.
It's
I
up
knew
to
then that
interpretation,
things had
really.
reached a boiling point.
You exist liminally. You're Schrodinger's Ruby.
I admit this whole thing was my
How
mistake.
horrifying.
I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You brought the director to the attention of the synth dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her. Jesus, this guy, like, incredibly dark really fucking fast.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed.
He's technically
There,
not
I said it.
incorrect.
Happy now?
I
It
mean,
was a
it
little
was...
mean to blame the guy for it, but yeah.
Do you blame someone for bringing them to... for that person bringing the attention of a serial killer to someone else that gets killed? Is that really their fault?
He could have probably gone to the cops or something.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the serial killer's fault.
Hey, don't say that.
Yeah.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name
And
didn't you tell us?
now we will kill you, Quip.
What do you mean? You were afraid?
I'd like to see
This
you
was a
try.
life and death situation. We could have saved her.
Come here.
You first.
How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
What are you gonna do? Splash some fucking water on him? Come on, man.
All I can say is I'm sorry.
No, Quip, that would be murder.
I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe.
Actually, no, it doesn't work anymore. I just remember that.
Bring back the director.
They're all officially humans,
What good is my
confirmed.
apology
They're
now?
real boys.
I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
Bro, this job is worth like 500 more. I didn't come here for this. Here's some bad vibes.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough.
We're not
Pipe
getting paid
down,
enough
both
for
of
this
you.
one, Chief.
It is really funny that they're playing the fucking blame game for a single murder when they're standing in front of Farina.
Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other.
Man, I bet Fiorina was not expecting to go through this shit today when she was making her macaroni.
If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is
They'll
already
be on their pay
fractured?
grade, arguably.
Everything is beyond her pay grade. She's broke.
But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims.
Yeah, I kept I stashed them all in my teapot like a fucking psycho.
If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I mean, probably. Unless the game deliberately locked me out of it, I can go anywhere on this fucking planet.
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story
Paimon
being
says you
based
should
on
eventually hear
O'Reilly's
later.
true feelings.
Damn it.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Show up at a crime scene. Let's come back here later, okay?
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Oh, we're about to see our first Oomphy of the day.
We shall locate.
Detecting Oomphy. Detecting Oomphy. Detecting Oomphy. Detecting Oomphy. Oomphy detected! She can't even see past the counter!
Some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case. But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So Dean sends a staff member to retrieve the box of
So-
Aureli's former belongings.
This is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey, wait, was that notebook one of the things we read through when we were actually getting the stuff?
Hey!
Oh
It's full
no,
of script lines! And sketches too!
we
Looks
missed
like they
it.
show where the different props should be
Ah.
used on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary.
Look at the fucking movie
Let's
just
see.
poking its head out like that.
Someone get her a step stool, please.
Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vachey's guilt.
Oh, what a coincidence that we didn't examine this specific notebook. Son of a bitch.
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess
To be
O'Reilly
fair, it
must
wouldn't have
have
changed
written all of
anything.
this
We got
down in the
to the
hope
end
that her
anyway.
records would one day be of use to investigators.
Yeah, but then it would have been less of a coin toss, you know?
Wait, it cuts off.
The way we did it was funnier.
Nah, yeah, fair enough. Like, total fucking accident. Is something wrong?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She
Good?
probably didn't have much strength left.
That sounds horrible.
Her final words
Sure
are...
does.
I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry. I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching. But what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I can write no more. Oh, shit. I think I have a fever and my old stomach troubles have returned. But nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy. The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It is so damp here. I have given her my blanket. So cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this, troop, safe, I, them, important, please, farewell, apologize, life, perform, future, regret, Cleo. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. From this page onward, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often, and that this was the personal notebook of artistic director Aureli. Fucking hell!
She was so
Yeah.
terrified.
Uncomfortable. Real, genuinely real.
That took me back to reading excerpts from my European history classes in middle school. That was awful.
The war crimes.
Yeah. She watched the girl get dissolved right in front of her and had to wait for her own death in silence.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, One page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines Aurelie has written, in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I am an older sister to them. I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Shit
You will
sucks.
face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision, even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love, and she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
I got a phone call. 1 second.
No worries. Fee. Look at the little creature.
Or you might not be allowed to leave.
I have returned.
I will say that note probably got me about 5% as much as reading Mary's letter at the end of Silent Hill 2.
Solid. I'll take that.
I'm glad you understood that wasn't an insult.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because I think the ending to Silent Hill 2 was the only time I've ever cried on stream. Like, legit.
Yeah.
Your Honor, it was kayfabe. Shut up. Oh, by the way, Ruby, did you see the new Granblue news?
I did not.
The versus
You mean
news?
No. Oh wait, Lucilius? I did see that.
Yeah. Did you see the Naraya costume?
No, I did not.
They gave her an entire like dark butterfly themed costume.
Okay.
And also, someone supposedly leaked the rest of the DLC characters. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. Yeah, Black Butterfly is a costume in-game, the CD code reward. And it's inevitably going to be a costume in the actual Granblue game, so, you know. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death,
oh,
then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Oh. Sorry, my understanding was that it was going to be an alt costume for her in Versus, but no, it's actually it's a costume for Narmaya that you get in the actual gacha as the CD code.
I'm starting to suspect they did not develop the framework to make that work. Like, they did not develop the framework to make a costume system for Versus.
I mean, I can't imagine it would be much harder than, like, swapping out a model for an install.
Even in the last moments
Although, of course, I'm talking out of my ass since I have no experience.
Others to follow.
Yeah, I am curious.
It's because, like, I guess I'm spoiled because I see Street Fighter with all the... Speaking of Street Fighter, it's fucking costumes. She's... I imagine you saw the news about that, right? But also the other example is I see mods for King of Fighters 15 costumes, and it's just like... if it's that fucking easy to swap out the models like that, I mean, come on. Rising is the first Arc Sys game to have more than one costume. Oh, that's unfortunate.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself.
Can't be right. Well, hold on. Let me think. No, I guess yeah. Huh.
Well,
That's weird to
BlazBlue
think
couldn't because it's a sprite game, and then Guilty Gear could, but then it hasn't because it wasn't it was all sprites until Rev, right?
Yeah.
And Rev didn't have alternate costumes, right?
Oh yeah, no, huh.
Like the most we got between like Rev and Rev 2 was alternate facial expressions, I think it was.
Yeah, okay, that's weird to think about.
I guess and the other thing is they changed Elfelt's default model, I think, right? We should remember Rev 2.
Yeah, I remember.
And then Fighters technically has Videl with ponytails off or on, but her sign design is still a little. I mean, I say Videl technically counts, but like, does it really?
Yeah,
it's just ponytails on or off.
We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
Her clothes change?
I thought it's just the yellow. It's just a white shirt, right?
She wears a t-shirt with the long hair. Does that? Yeah, but like the way that isn't that just a texture, not like the actual model?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same clothes. They just
I will
color it
channel
different.
all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless
Or
number of
having an eye
musicals,
for talent,
I've learned one
Paimon.
important thing.
Yeah, she's starting to sound like her old self again.
If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
As for the other leaks, do not believe in Jack unless a certain water dragon is the second one revealed. Oh god, I can't imagine a fucking playable Whamdus.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina.
Whammy!
And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Who's your favorite dragon, Ruby?
See, I'll be real. I didn't actually get a good chance to like learn a lot about them before I fucking bailed.
Oh, yeah.
When I played, the only one I think that was still there was Elwiar and Fedio were the two.
During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But
I mean, so I guess my default answer would be Fedio because I don't know jack shit about the rest of them.
I learned about the rest of them, and I think I still think Fedio's probably my favorite. Not just because, you know, big tall lady with booba.
After all,
big
this role
Hulk and
was originally
bazongas.
meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a huge selling factor, but she also interests me conceptually too.
Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Conceptual bazongas.
Conceptual bazongas. Obvious Fig already knows what. Yeah, Fig likes Luo. I get it, but also nah.
well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
I'm joking. I know you're talking about Galleon, you fucking vanilla bitch.
Now we're talking
Am I
like a
missing
serious
context
acting
here?
troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
No, he just he likes mommy kisses.
I see.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
You'll never beat the allegations, Fig.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
You're like a French woman who cares what you think. I know. Like, how did we end up here? How did we end up in this situation where I love this French woman?
Whoa, wait, what?
French woman jump scare.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, though that's not what I meant.
We're fucking broke, Sharita. Give us a break.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How
know
about
what's
the
up.
rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
Yeah, so do I. He's in my party. And so are you. Honestly, after watching some of these Genshin streams, you take back every bad thing you ever said about Vernon Lyria. What, do you not like Paimon? What's wrong with Paimon, Faye? She's your best friend, Paimon.
Everyone loves Paimon. I love Paimon. I actually do love Paimon. It's a controversial opinion, but I'm a big Paimon enthusiast.
What's the seahorse doing? I think they're all cute, but the crab is probably my least favorite. I do like this little squid guy, whatever he's got going on with his, like, mustache tentacles.
Squid Games!
That's what I was thinking! This sounds like a Kingdom Hearts 2 track!
Oh, yeah.
It's Twilight Town. No, I don't think I hear Twilight Town specifically, but the general idea, yeah.
The feel of a Twilight Town.
Holy shit! Fig just got fucking bum rushed with ads. I
9
am
ads in a row, die.
owned idiot. Hold on. Hello,
Time to get
Fig.
hit by fucking Zan's fucking gift sub nightmare. Hello, Quip. How are you today?
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
I'm
This is
fantastic,
time-
Ruby.
You were just
It's
guessing.
time for us to say all of the subscriber exclusive slurs we want to say.
Oh, yeah. Imagine not being subscribed to twitch.tv/11436. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
Did you know that if you subscribe to twitch.tv/11436, you get access to, like, what, 10 emotes? I really need to commission those other two.
Good. They're good emotes. You can modify them with your points.
Yeah. But also, if you don't want to subscribe to me, just get ad block. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the boy!
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short
You
break.
see this emote?
It has been a while, Miss
Even
Faria.
fucking
And you too,
screenshot.
traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
Damn, Neverlet, you sound a lot...
Squished idiot.
Go- No! This reminds you of a chapter from Chainsaw Man. Oh god. I wish all Chainsaw Man fans a very happy day.
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese
No,
for an
I
event.
don't.
You see...
Explode.
You share the story of the little Oceanid with Neuvillette along with the backstory.
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult.
Yay! Privilege!
The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating.
I imagine there's some
forward to
honor
seeing it
afforded
performed
to
on
a
stage.
former fucking Archon. Like you treat him like you would like a former president, I guess.
Maybe a little more reverence. Because they're actual gods. Even if she technically isn't.
I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean? Do I look excited?
She's flabbergasted.
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
Bespongled.
Thank you, Ray Chase.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a
Ray
little
Chase
bit
has
more
really
about
been
their
leaning
situation.
into it these past few
But
weeks.
one thing led to another, and... well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our
one second, another
opinions
phone
on
call.
isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one.
She's learning how to be human, everyone.
Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I think she said but and not that. But maybe I'm mishearing that.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
I love it when she keeps getting put on the spot like that.
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
It is so nice seeing Neuvillette being so invested in people when he's this basically unapproachable entity. It's really nice seeing him be so empathetic. And yeah, the male Genshin protagonist is the most driftless motherfucker. Dressing like a male stripper but with no sauce.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions.
Would you want to approach a man who T-poses at people? He's not just a man who T-poses at people. He's a dragon who T-poses at people.
Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage.
You know, Farina, I think Neuvillette is trying to say something here. I think he's trying to say you still deserve to be happy despite everything.
This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not.
And yet he's so supportive.
I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Neuvillette.
You are very welcome.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Settle down.
The drip of the male Gacha protagonist is so funny. During the Rising Beta, people who didn't play Granblue were gassing up Gran because he wears a hoodie in a fantasy setting. I mean, do you remember how much people ate up those fucking Organization 13 hoodies? My fucking god. They're literally just black hoods. But they're one of the most recognizable designs in all of gaming.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance.
Sure, it was your speech, not the fact that he was desperately trying to make sure that you had a purpose in life.
We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiumali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Nomura's designs are so extreme that eventually it is inevitable that they will be universally loved or like, what the fuck is this?
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing! Even though Farina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
Hello, I return.
Welcome back, Ruby.
Turns out you get a lot of phone calls when you're at work dealing with an active police case. Yay.
Yeah, context for everyone in chat, Ruby's under arrest. This is a joke.
Yeah. I don't know, are you allowed to talk about an ongoing investigation? Probably, right?
You are. Just be careful not to reveal any sensitive details.
Yeah, so my passport got fucking stolen.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
And we're just trying to deal with all that entails, because, woo boy.
Yeah, I freaked out once because I thought I lost my passport for a second when I was visiting Mexico. And Mexico's literally connected to the States, so I just imagine, like, it fell for one of those hot milfs in your area scams. Speaking of almost falling for a scam, guess what happened to me yesterday?
What happened? Did you want to talk about what you did with your old pal Shion?
Well, you see, some of you may or may not know a friend of mine by the name of Shion. She DM'd me on Discord recently, asking me to check out her new game, and I was so caught off guard that I thought she was working on something behind all of our backs and hadn't made anything of it because everyone else was like working on stuff, like between me working on my music and certain someone else working on game development themselves. I thought maybe they wanted to drop a surprise on me. So I clicked the link, but then like as I approached the download, I had like, you know what saved me? You know what saved me from downloading that EXE?
What was it?
The fucking furrier. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And I sent you a message of like, wait, what is this? How long have you been working on this? And it was then that I went to the risk chat and everyone was saying, oh, I guess Shion got her account hacked. I'm like, woo!
Almost was disastrous.
My irrational hatred of furry art saved me. I don't know if I call it hatred. It's more like what the hell is this?
Furphobia.
I'm afraid of fur specifically, yeah. But yeah, Xion had her account compromised, and I almost got mine compromised.
Oh, it's so funny to me.
I was like inches away, but then I got that fucking spidey sense upon seeing furry art. You have worn a boar mask on stream, you are furry. Shut up! It was specifically an Inosuke mask. Inosuke mask, whatever. How the hell do you pronounce it? And I'm pretty sure he's not a furry. I'm like 95% sure he's not a furry.
I don't know, the dude does wear a furry mask.
He wears a literal boar head. Not like a mask. It's a literal boar's head.
Yeah, but he like makes it like a thing.
I do not think he associates it with this. Doesn't he hate showing his real face? That's literally what it is. He doesn't want people seeing the fact that he looks very pretty.
I think he should have more confidence.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
No, it's because he's confident in himself.
I think he should have more confidence in himself.
Shut up! Look, I have nothing against furries. It's just, come on, he's not a furry, dude. It's different.
I'm sorry, Quip, we're turning you into a furry.
No, please, God, no. This is why I deliberately avoided making my model resemble an actual boar. Because I would never beat the furry allegations, and...
the connotations would be overwhelming.
Ooh, boy kisser, you want to kiss boys. Shut up. That actually reminds me of what Scully was talking about, because I got curious, because you know how Scully posted a bunch of G poses on Twitter?
Yeah?
And I ended up asking him, like, what's the worst response you've ever gotten to posting one of these pictures?
Oh, he's posted it in the Discord before. It's real bad.
He posted it because I asked him. and I thought to myself, like, I suppose you can't expect any better from Final Fantasy XIV players.
Hey, Loic,
should we explain to the chat what Scully posted?
Go ahead, Ruby. What did Scully post in response to me asking what was the worst response he's ever gotten to posting Final Fantasy XIV G-Post pics of his female Al Ra?
Hold on, let me pull the picture up. I want the direct quote. Oh yeah, it was. Wait, is this? Are we thinking of the same one? I was thinking of the one from like a week ago.
Yeah, that was it.
Cleo.
Yeah,
that one's actually a follow-up to the one he posted before.
She's a fraud, and she
what was the one he posted before? I missed that one. So for context for chat, to not keep you in the dark for too long, this image I am looking at right now is a completely unprompted DM from a stranger that says meow while posting a picture of the person's cat girl getting fucked. POV style.
It's the same person. It's the same person. It's the same person.
Scully replies, "What did you expect by randomly sending me this?" And they reply, "Random pose and horny pose. Do you want to see my tits?"
Jesus fuck. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That's what I asked him about. Like, what's the fucking worst response you've got into one of these pictures? That was it.
This has nothing to do with her.
God
the
bless.
ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
His name is Chamaka?
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
It could be worse. Most female raw players are mentally ill. Scully's never been in the allegations.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time.
Allegations.
To be fair, half of the people we've ever been in a raid party with all have some different form of mental illness, let's be real.
Like me.
And I love you guys all the same.
You shouldn't.
I'm the schizoid of your group, so it's fine.
If
God.
only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why? Why does it have to be now?
You've had plenty of femme Aura, they're all insane. Look, listen, man. If they're a female Aura or a female cat, if they're a femme Miko, it's over. It's over. There's no chance in hell. And I say this in the presence of a femme Miko player.
Hello. I gave mine
What's
massive
going on?
tits.
You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
No bonus points to anyone who guesses what the stereotypes associated with the male Hrothgar are. Wait, they only have male Hrothgar. No guesses as to what the associations with Hrothgar players is.
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
Oh my god, Ruby, it's truly Parasite Eve.
We truly are the Parasite Eve.
How many times we can keep making this joke?
What? I thought they cured
Not
it.
enough.
So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured
Do it more.
whatever
Keep
it took
doing
to
it.
get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Great question, Lowick. How indeed are we going to continue the show?
Miss Farina?
Just don't know.
I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
I was gonna ask you to call my understudy, you narcissist bitch. To be fair, this entire quest started because we were going to find an understudy for her.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Farina. I'm so sorry to put
This
you
was
in this
the
position
explicit
after
genesis
everything
of this
you
whole
said.
ordeal.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep.
And naturally, we went, what actors do we know? And our first fucking thing was to go to Farina.
Get out of retirement, bitch. Time to wake up.
Why did they not have one to begin with? Because they are broke and poor as fuck, and this is supposed to be their last performance? Basically.
No one likes regrets. Myself included.
Of course, things
Leave it
don't
to
go
me.
that simple, but yeah.
I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
Do you ever know any theater kids growing up?
I do not doubt your acting
yeah,
skills,
funny.
but please allow me to ask just one more question.
How horrifying,
After
I
all,
know.
this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director.
I was going to say, when I was in band in high school, one of my fellow trombone players was the theater kid.
Oh, okay.
As in, like, I think he might have been taking theater class too, but if he wasn't, he was still the stereotypical theater kid.
What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
If I remember correctly, he's actually doing professional acting now. Like, well, not in, like, movies or anything, but as a stage actor. So, good for him. I'm happy for him.
It's her pure heart.
But also, he was annoying as fuck sometimes. I say that with all due respect. I hope you're doing well out there.
Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave
I was about to say
Director
something
O'Reilly
really mean.
in
I don't
your
know if
hands.
it's okay to talk about this.
Ruby, I'm not beating the misogyny allegations, so you go ahead and say whatever you want.
I was gonna say, like, to the theater kid I knew, I saw your coming out of the closet post on Facebook a year ago, and I just wanted to say, even though I didn't reply to it directly, that I fucking knew it. No offense.
The theater kid that I knew, the one I was just talking about, I'm pretty sure he was already out, but like if he was in the closet, he was not. That man was in the fucking living room. Which, good for him.
Good for him.
Ooh. We're gonna watch Farina sing. Is it gonna be like that girl rapping?
No.
Are you talking about who I think you are?
He's talking about Hutao.
No, she said rapping.
She's not coming.
Yeah, Hutao.
Oh god, Hutao rapped?
She's here.
Be glad you missed it.
Oh! Okay.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
That wasn't a coincidence.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Turned into a fucking hat. It's the funniest thing I ever saw. But yeah, I was gonna say they did the Yunjin route. That was the correct decision. Gohan!
Thank you, Quip.
Sorry, I couldn't control it.
But yes, as you may have been able to tell, that was performed by a very famous French singer.
Yeah, what was her name?
I need to check, but much like Yunjin, they had her on creative decisions for this. So, you know, it was composed by Mihoyo, but she made sure it fit the culture around French singing, and it was a whole cultural exchange thing. It was pretty neat. It is sung by
Cecilia Cara.
Let me see. It's loading. Yeah, Cecilia Cara.
Yeah, she's a stage actress. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Very fitting, and also probably one of the best tracks that Genshin has. I don't think it's a particularly controversial pick.
And she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Huh?
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and
It's just someone who looks a lot like her.
Curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me.
Yeah, hopefully
maybe you
nobody recognizes the woman who spent every fucking day in the place we're in right now.
It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice.
Maybe you should have worn different clothes, Farina.
I mean, she technically is, but not really.
Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
So, explain to me the difference between how it was handled with Yunjin and Farina, and how it was handled with Hu Tao.
Hey, that's not what we
So
agreed on.
what they did with Hu Tao is they had the voice actor for Hu Tao sit down in the booth and read out a line of text.
I'm so sorry.
And they put that line of text over music without attempting to match the beat of the music, and then they put it in an event with an animated cutscene.
I am so sorry.
Oh, so it was Farina after all. She's back.
The part that makes it sting the most is it's fine in basically every other language.
By me first.
It's just English. They dropped the ball on that one.
Like, I can't blame the voice actress for that one. That is not her fault. That is the director's fault.
The worst part is she actually did rap decently well.
This was a group
because
decision.
if you
We just didn't
take
want your
that rap and
contributions to go
you split it
unacknowledged.
up and time it to the beat of the music, it's actually somewhat decent. They just did not time it at all.
Yeah, that oh my god. Especially with rap, because like with rap in particular, it's all about the timing.
Yeah.
After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
And the thing is, like with rap, it's like production and editing is a huge factor with rap. Like,
yeah.
Because it's like everything about like making rap, especially if it uses samples, it's so fucking important. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure the vocals line up with the music that you're using.
It's rough.
I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what is the worst that could happen, right, Ruby? At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's all paparazzi would do.
Easy. You can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Yeah, wonder what was up with that.
Oh, that.
You might never know.
I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen
Shiny
such
blue
a
rock.
realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
I can't wait for us to go to a continent that's not based on any one particular culture, and we get like the singer for the near vocal tracks.
That would be a neat trick, honestly. They probably wouldn't do anything like that, but it would be a TM neat trick.
I don't remember where she's from in particular. I think she might be French, but I could also be wrong.
Who do you mean?
The singer that they get to do that those particular songs.
The Nier slash fucking Zoe singer.
Zoe?
Yeah, she does the
Oh,
track
right. She
Zoe.
does Armageddon. She does Armageddon.
Yep. It's neat.
Ah, you're back.
Man, I'm just thinking about what Fig said earlier, that it was Twilight Town. That just reminded me of, like, how much of a waste Kingdom Hearts 3's Twilight Town is. What a letdown.
Yeah.
She's doing okay.
Yeah.
Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
I don't mean to be one of those guys, but KH3 somehow still feels like it needed to stay in the oven a while longer.
Yeah, bake a little longer.
Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
Which is fucking crazy to say when you consider how long it's in development.
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Farina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it.
Do you like that her hair is clipping into her fucking face?
I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Soul with a V.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
KISSI. Fig just sent me a DM on Discord.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
It's low tier god Lucilius.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
So, any plans for the next step?
I don't know if I find it funnier than the Freeman one.
After the brilliant performance you put on,
I feel like Freeman one is too contextual, while low tier god just kind of know.
Wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to.
I think Lucilius is funnier because of how much he exudes that aura.
You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troops out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
Get out of my sight and exercise your free will to die. Like, that's such fucking hater energy.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
God, who's gonna voice him? Who voices him? He was in the base game too as a support, I think, wasn't he? Sean Chiplock.
Sean Chiplock. Yeah.
Who does he voice in this? I know he voiced someone here. Who is he?
Sean Chiplock is D-Luke.
I knew it. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's D-Luke. Oh, it's not Sean Chiplock that voices him?
I still want to keep performing.
No,
So
it's Sean Chiplock. I saw the word Sean Chiplock on the fucking image.
After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, you mean he was the support in the original? Because the original doesn't have support. Okay, okay, yeah. again, I didn't really play much Versus at all.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss Farina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined.
Nier should also tell you to kill yourself when you lose. It'd have to be phrased in a very specific kind of way. Because, you know, Nier, that girl ain't right.
Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a
little
desire to
horrible
express
mental illness.
myself.
It's fine.
So,
Yeah, girls can have a
maybe
little
the
murder
show
as a
will
treat.
go on for me after all.
That little treat is her 5-star. Boy, that situation did not improve.
I don't know the context, but I'll choose to believe she became funny.
She gets trapped into a nightmare world where she's forced to kill the captain and, like, the main cast repeatedly.
Joy.
And she forcibly, well, not forcibly, she willingly gets fused with death.
Okay.
So, you know,
Lovely.
they're in a great state of mind right now. There's no need to draw lines in the sand. Just do whatever feels right to you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them.
Like, the Evokers so far have been a coin toss as to whether their 5-star makes them better people or so much worse.
How's Maria doing these days?
Maria's actually stable. She was the good outcome of the two. Well, I guess Kime's okay. The price was Kime becoming an edgy little boy.
I want to watch them blossom and wither.
Fucking Maria was always kind of like the more level of them.
On the stage and remembered long into the future.
Yeah, I think it's Maria ended up fine. Kime is, he could be worse. Lobelia, there is no getting better for Lobelia. Geisenberger, I am surprised. Geisenberger ended up with the good ending.
Really?
That man was not destined for a good ending, but he made it through.
Geisenberger, okay. Yeah.
Well, what happens to Geisen's thing is that he puts on his old armor from when he was peak crazy, and it starts making him peak crazy again.
He becomes the Gatsu from Bargurk.
No, well, kind of. But then the captain's like, snap out of it, man. We miss you being funny haha man along with Azazel. I was like, you're right. I'm not Geisenberger the Berserker. I'm Geisenberger the defender of the captain and his crew. Rah! I'm serious. He even has an alternate costume to reflect that.
I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
And
built different.
Haselia, it ended up about as bad as you can expect.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from
wonderful.
your true calling.
Haselia went completely mask off.
The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover
As
what
is
a
expected.
fascinating place it is.
Next time, Farina, I'll invite you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
You don't have a choice, Farina. You're in my party.
You must.
What's going on in their heads right now?
No thoughts. Pay them to you.
What kind of macaroni will I cook today? I can't believe she's exclusively eating macaroni. That shit's fucking nuts.
Strike a pose.
Only macaroni.
Well, we did it, Ruby. We finished the Funny Hat Girls quest.
How do you feel, Quip?
I'm happy that she's happy. Mac and cheese is good when you actually make it. Well, here's the thing. One, she doesn't know how to cook. It's almost certain she's either eating raw macaroni or she's eating instant macaroni.
Yeah, no, there's no guarantee on the quality of macaroni that we are being subjected to right now.
Raw pasta. Raw croissants.
Ugh, how horrifying. Alright, I should probably take my leave because I might need to jet down to the fucking police station.
Yep, let me know how that goes for you, Ruby.
Probably well, I hope. I think I think things are happening.
I hope to see you safe and sound soon.
Alright. Goodbye, Quip.
I'm trimming the hedges.
Explode.
No, you. What kind of wood is this? Oh, it's cypress. There's a kind of wood that I'm looking for that is like that I need for crafting stuff. But yeah, if you want to find out what's going on with her currently, we can go to my house. It ain't much, but I haven't had time to work on it, so. Were you always there? Mow your damn lawn? No, you.
They say that people who have lost their sense of joy are like withered flowers. I, of course, must continue to blossom for as long as possible. So it falls to you to entertain me with a thrilling conversation.
How do you like it here?
I like it a lot. The view here is amazing wherever you look, and the weather is quite pleasant. One would be hard-pressed to find a better location for a vacation. I had no idea that you'd purchased such an enormous plot of land. And it's amazing what you've done with the place. You must have put a lot of time and thought into it.
Well, I didn't purchase it exactly.
Oh, I remember now. Some kind of mystic art from Liyue, was it? However did they do it?
Well, it was a really annoying side quest.
I'd really love to take this teapot apart and learn more about it. Although, I'm not too confident that I'd be able to put it back together correctly afterwards. On second thought, forget I said anything. This place is truly fascinating. It seems to be brimming with infinite possibilities. The only downside is how quiet and secluded it is. Don't you ever get lonely living here by yourself?
What did she mean by this?
There must be a way you could liven things up a little here.
TV's cribs on the teapot.
Yes! How about hosting a ball here? I'm sure Fontaine's social elite would jump at the chance to fraternize with you. They'd flock here in droves, and everyone would be singing and dancing to their heart's content.
I see this place more as a private home. I prefer to only bring my closest companions here.
Oh, I see. Then, in that case, let's organize a smaller scale private dance. You don't need to invite throngs of people or put up fancy decorations. We can simply let the world be our stage and dance whenever and wherever the mood takes us. Well, come on, don't just stand there. Take some initiative.
May I invite you to dance?
'Twould be my pleasure. You do know how to dance, don't you?
Oh, that, kind of?
All right, just take my hand. Now, relax your arms a little and stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Once we start, just follow my lead and you'll be fine. Don't worry, I'm the brightest star in all of Fontaine. You're in good hands.
FF8 dance moment when Squall steps on Renoa's feet. God, I just remember that was like a minigame, wasn't it?
They say that I, of course, must continue to blossom for...
Would you like to have a chat with me?
A chat, you say? A simple word, but a fascinating idea.
Oh, right. Then what the hell was I getting the dance minigame mixed up with? What am I thinking of? Oh, well.
Through the power of words, people who are worlds apart can come to understand one another's innermost thoughts. But conversations can come with a great risk as well. The deeper you let someone in, the more deeply they can wound you. That's why people are just as afraid of intimacy as they are of being alone.
Fiona, this is a Wendy's. I wasn't expecting you to start philosophizing on the human condition.
Hey, I just gave a very moving speech. Is that all you can say? Ahem. When one is blessed with both beauty and depth as I am, one naturally has many musings on the vicissitudes of life. All the best moments in opera are grounded in real-life observation.
So, you're not a fan of chatting?
I didn't mean that. It popped into my head, that's all. People are just as afraid of intimacy as they are of being alone. And I thought, wow, that's a good line.
What a fucking dork.
Surely you've had that before too. You know, where you really want to say something profound that makes everyone go, wow, that was deep.
Which do we pick, chat? Oh, is it like in Strive with Zato's theme where like the match is over before it even gets close to the I once had some sweet memories. That one? Okay, yeah, I've done that before.
Good. I appreciate your honesty. All it means is that you're well suited to stand under the spotlight. I've played so many solo performances in the past that I've gotten a bit bored of them. Why don't you join me? We can be a protagonist duo and expand our repertoire.
What did she mean by this, chat?
Let me think for a second. What shows are popular right now that have a good role for you? Oh, I know! I saw a pretty decent opera the other day. Why don't we practice a few scenes together? Come on, I'll do your makeup. We'll make it a dress rehearsal.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, this place is pretty fucking barren, but it's also expansive. Like, I can go here now. I didn't used to be able to do that. You mean Dark Silver Wings and the Ultimate both start from their vocal segments? Well, I mean, the Ultimate has like a minute and a half of just nothing else. Why the fuck are you over here? Jesus, man.
The one before you is known as... Ah.
Yeah, 0 is like 4 minutes, 4 minutes of pure instruments before you get to the give praise for he has no equal. Truly raw, Kino, soul, whatever all those words are. It just goes on and on. Holy shit. There's so much space. What the fuck? How do they expect me to decorate all of this? Why would they give me this much space if I can't decorate all of it? Oh, wait. I'm fine, I can climb. But yeah, that's, Frida tripped and died. Well, I mean, it's the same thing I say for everyone. Like, you can't do this shit in heels, man! Oh, I think she's wearing wedges. Although I can't tell. Yeah, I guess that's it, everyone. Tomorrow will be RE4, I think. You're saying that while Lisa climbs mountains with heels. Well, I'm saying I just said I say this with everyone. God, I love that little seahorse. I want a fucking, like, little plushie of it. Boo, no, he's coming at too? Fool! The lineup is currently Resident Evil 4, Ogre Battle, and then Chrono Cross. Yeah. Oh, wait. Should I have to do...
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Did you finish that VN we were playing? Which one? Fata Morgana is dependent on 7's schedule, so that's going to be impossible because 7 is German, and that schedule is just nuts. All right, so now we have to do Origins karaoke request. Because he said random, I'm just gonna fucking pick one out for myself. I will gift
Something's
the Riku fucking tab open. I will gift a sub to anyone who guesses what song I'm going to sing next. Damn you, Lock-On. Alright, okay, first one. Dare da 光あふれる世界に誰だ嵐を起こすのは眩しい太陽を隠す黒い雲を吹き払うのさ愛と勇気で君も走れ君も戦え思い切り明るく叫べ笑えシャイだ守ろうぜシャイだ美しい地球を宇宙刑事シャイだ。 In case you couldn't tell what that is, this is the opening to Space Sheriff Scheider. Dare da 優しく弱い瞳を誰だ涙で汚すのは幸せの花を枯れさせる奴らに立ち向かうのさ苦しくたって君も燃えろ君も飛び立てさあ広い宇宙が呼んでいるぜシャイだ貸してくれシャイだ君のその力を宇宙刑事シャイだ君も走れ君も戦え思い切り明るく叫べ笑えシャイだ作ろうぜシャイだ暖かい明日を宇宙刑事シャイだ。Alright, that's Origins out of the way. Lock On wanted me to do one from Spotify, so let me pull that playlist up in a second. I think that was the first time I did Scheider on the stream, huh? I like the Space Sheriff openings a whole lot. Oh, God. Speaking of the devil. In case you're just coming in, we're doing karaoke. We're about to end the stream. Thank you, everyone. 男なんだろう。グズグズするなよ、胸のエンジンに火をつけろ。俺はここだぜ、一足お先、光の速さで明日へダッシュさ。若さ若さってなんだ、振り向かないことさ。愛ってなんだ、ためらわないことさ。我慢、あわよ涙我慢、よろしく行き宇宙刑事我慢。I wonder what my favorite between Shider, Galan, and Sheravan is. 悪い奴らは天使の顔して心で爪を研いでるものさ。俺もお前も名もない花を踏みつけられない大人になるのさ。若さ若さってなんだ、諦めないことさ。愛ってなんだ、悔やまないことさ。我慢、あわよきの我慢、よろしく未来宇宙刑事我慢。若さ若さってなんだ、振り向かないことさ。愛ってなんだ、ためらわないことさ。我慢、あわよ涙我慢、よろしく行き宇宙刑事我慢。 There you go, Wakon. That one was for you. Alright, and with that, please have yourselves a pleasant evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is, wherever it is you are, whenever it is you are. Tomorrow will probably be Resident Evil 4 unless people want to play Lethal Company. So, please look forward to that. Thanks, everyone. Bye.